We good.
We good. Yeah. Shalom, how you doing? Shasha Brakatha. To our brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, Shemari, Latha, Mashim Shai, to our sisters. Like, today is the Friday, ISUPK Lashawan Qadash, the Hebrew class. Priest and Officer 50 Razan, holding it down, you know what I'm saying, as usual. Today, I know we got a little bit different setting, ain't in front of the whiteboard today. But today we're going to do something different. We're going to get into, into where all the languages come from, right? Basically, we're going to get into the Tower of Babel. I think we all know the Tower of Babel, but we're going to break it down today. You know what I'm saying? And of course, dispel some myths. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people think that Christ didn't speak Hebrew, but we're going to pull that out of the scriptures that he did speak Hebrew. I've seen some articles, some so-called historians or theologists or whoever like to say that Christ only spoke Aramaic but could understand Hebrew. Where they get that from, I don't know. But we're gonna dispel that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna dispel a lot of things. We're gonna show that the white man's trying to hide these things from us for a long time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That who we are. You know what I'm saying? Taking these things, this our language away from us. And, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into it. You know what I'm saying? To really dispel some things and show where our language come from. Not just our language, it's going to show where all the languages of the world come from. Right? This will also show that that Hebrew's been around since forever. It's the language. If you can, we're going to start in Genesis 11, right? Genesis 11, the first, that's going to get into the Tower of Babel, and that's where we're going to start at for today. This is the book of Genesis. So,
I got you.
That's it.
I got you. The book of Genesis, chapter 11, verse 6. And the whole earth was one language. It's like was of one language and of one speech.
No, it's like I said, I think that's 11 verse 1.
God, Genesis 11 and 1.
So you said verse 6.
Oh, Slakis. God. It's like book of Genesis, chapter 11, verse 1. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech.
Right. So at this time, you know what I'm saying, as it says clearly, you know what I'm saying, the earth only had one language. Everybody was in one area, and we all spoke one language. We all only had the one speech. Everybody spoke the exact same thing. There was no differences in language anywhere. We all spoke the exact same thing. Keep going, sir.
God, so let me get this up. Verse 2. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick, and burnt them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar.
God, if I can, like saying this is just showing right now that at this point you can say they just been building things. Like saying this is not a time where people were dumb and stupid. You know, saying you have to have a level of intelligence to be able to make brick and to make the slime that they use. It's like when you make a brick wall today, you have what's the paste you kind of put the concrete kind of put in between each brick.
Oh man,
I can't remember the actual word for it. But you know how you build a brick wall. You got the little.
I think it's tin set or it's either tin set or I can't remember right now.
Yeah, but still be said, if you ever seen a brick wall with the gray spots in the middle where the bricks sit, this is the exact same thing.
Right.
But they were using, of course, that's what they used back then is different to what we use now, but it's the same process. They're gonna put these bricks down, put this layer of slime on it, put some more bricks down. You know what I'm saying? Same process we use now, but I think the only difference is ours might have a better bonding strength
Right.
than what they use at this point. But just showing that these people were not stupid or dumb people. These are not just people who didn't know how to do anything. You know what I'm saying? It takes intelligence. You had no math and everything like that to even get to even build, you know what I'm saying, anything. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep going. Verse 4.
Verse 4. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven.
Right. So they want to build a city in the tower, which means what at this point in time, now people were living in what you call cities or towns now. No, we're together. They're making homes. But in this one, they as I said, they went to the land of Shinar. And now they're like, hey, we got this spot, we got this place. Let us build us a city and a tower. We're gonna put this tower, right? Which is more than likely, if anybody back then, the tower would probably be the center location, right? The center location for everything else to be built around it. And said whose top may reach unto heaven, right? So they trying to make this build us up to the very top, right? They wanted to reach the sky. And why do they want this to reach the sky? Keep going, sir.
Connor. It's like unto heaven, let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
Right. They want to build this tower for their sakes to show how great they were.
Right.
I'm saying this is all this for, and they said, "Lest we be scattered abroad the face of the earth." This is that anybody can look back and see that tower and see that that's who we are because we built that. Listen, that was our people. No, we did that. Listen, the whole thing was make themselves as the Most High,
Right.
as God. That was the whole thing. What the white man does today, you know what I'm saying? He makes himself great and says if he's better than the Most High.
Right. He took the Tower of Babel to a whole nother level and made his nest upon the stars.
Constant, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Constant, yeah. He definitely he went beyond what they did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Constant, we can get going.
And if I could, another thing too, like a nest upon the stars, right? And to the point where they have to make a space force. You know what I'm saying? Who do they gotta go to war in space, huh?
Right.
Like who do they gotta go to war? Like the white man is so proud and arrogant that he think he could take an army up against against God. You know what I'm saying?
I say, makes it even more arrogant that he's read this book and he knows that he's going to lose.
Yeah, like he knows what's prophesied against him. But yet he doesn't choose to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in his arrogance, he feel like he can change prophecy. He can win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's white privilege.
Right. That's white privilege. I mean, that's just white arrogance, really.
That's what they call it, white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? The thing
Right.
that you can read this book, see your fate, and still be like, nah, I can win still.
Right. That's why they're gonna be cut off forever. You know what I'm saying? It's like it. You want me to read the next verse?
Come on, sir. Verse 5.
Come on, verse 5. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded.
Right. So just let you know, like, you know what I'm saying, the Most High didn't literally come down. to the earth. You know what I'm saying? This is speaking metaphorically. You know, so he looked down, saw what they were doing, and was like, "Yeah, okay." He what's say? What the children of men build it, right? So he came down. He's like, "All right." Not remember I said not literally. Now, he does have his angels coming back and forth, reporting everything to him. Plus, he can just see. And since the Most High, like I said, the earth. He said the earth is as his footstool. You said you couldn't even begin to imagine the size of the Most High. I wouldn't even want to imagine that myself.
Right.
I said, but he looked down to see, giving a report of what the men, the children of men were doing. Like they're building this. He's like, oh, they're building a tower. Let's see why they're building this tower. And I said, as you see them doing this, keep going to verse 6.
Verse 6. So, verse 6. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they began to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do.
Right. So the Lord came down and said, hey, these people are in one accord with each other. They are really like, saying they came down. These people are really acting as one right now. They're really coming together to build this tower. Right? What it says? They're all one language. Like listen, everybody down here speaks the same language. They're all on one accord with each other with building this tower in this city. He says, and they begin to do this, and now nothing will be restrained from them. Which means what? It means if they're able to build this tower in their own arrogance unto themselves to make themselves be great, what else would these people imagine to do? It won't be anything good.
Right.
And it'll be that, you know what I'm saying, from that will only come more imaginations of evil.
Right. I mean, you can look today and look at how much, that has multiplied, from one tower to just to them stealing identity, to them, so it's been a long going of acts like these, which shows that they want to show their power, they want to show their strength, toward, towards the Most High. They exercise that freedom. They love to exercise that freedom. But that freedom can only go so far, right? Especially when you go up against the Most High.
That's what they're doing in this. They're going against the Most High.
Exactly.
I said they're imagining to do evil because they want themselves to be looked by the people as gods.
Right.
That's the Most High. They don't want the glory to go to the Most High.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They want all the glory for themselves. And who imagine what kind of evil things we ain't gotta imagine. We look see what the white man has done with his evil. You know what I'm saying? This on these days.
Right.
Not only that, but you know what I'm saying. Here's people don't know, right? We all know Manhattan up in New York sits on an island. That Manhattan is filled with so many skyscrapers and so many buildings that island is slowly sinking into the water. It's like a couple inches every year that island is sinking into the water. So I think they said about the next. So like I said, we could look that up real quick.
Right.
Try to find it. They said the island is sinking. It's like
I got you. Manhattan.
What
what'd you say?
it was Manhattan. Said there was one of those islands up there in New York. Manhattan is the big one. Yeah, where it's like, you know what I'm saying, they've built so many buildings and so much concrete on this island that is.
It says the results indicate that in recent years of a New York City is sinking about 1 to 2 milliliters per year due to post-glacial relaxation However, some parts of the city, particularly where buildings are built on fill and cement, are shrinking faster up to 4 milliliters per year.
Man. So the island is literally sinking into the water, into the ocean. You know what I'm saying? How long would this? That's how long that would take if it's to keep going the way it's going right now. Does it say?
Uh,
I know it's like maybe some like maybe a couple some 100 years, maybe 1,000 years where it fully sinks.
it says up to form. Wow, this messy. Uh, okay, in a city where sea level is projected to rise between 8 to 30 inches by 2050. The additional substance only increases in voluntarily. So like vulnerable, vulnerable, vulnerable,
Hey, Shalom Christ.
vulnerability, Slock it, to the coastal storms. Uh, nah, it doesn't really say much.
Say much. Either way, do the math, right? They said like the sea level is you got the sea level increasing, you got the weight of the all the buildings pushing down too. So you can imagine about what next 50 to maybe 100, a couple 100 years from now.
Yeah, I mean, if a tsunami hits there,
If tsunami hits there, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's a done deal. You know what I'm saying? That's what the white man has brought. Like he's that's it. It must be people think white man thinks about the long game. A lot of times he doesn't. A lot of times he thinks about his grandeur.
yeah,
Like being grand. Like these skyscrapers. You know, some of these skyscrapers have nothing in them.
right,
Not every floor is even being used. They're there just because to show that he can build this big ass. It's like he can build this big building.
right, and most of it too is for money. You know what I'm saying? White people are all about the Benjamins. You know what I'm saying? They're all about their money, their gold. What do you think about what do you think the whole gold rush was about? You know what I'm saying? Removing natives of their own land, removing Mexicans, lynching, killing, you know what I'm saying, slaughtering cities just so they could occupy them. You know what I'm saying? Like all these things happened in you know what I'm saying, nobody really knows about it because it's all about the progress, because that's what white people like to say, right? Well, look, we helped you. It's thanks to slavery that you guys are better. You know what I'm saying? That you guys are in a better condition, or you guys are some dumb you know what I'm saying, idea to say that because if it wasn't for slavery, we wouldn't be where we're at right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like
as if as if the white man even came up with civilization. Civilization was here
right
before the white man was here.
right.
You know what I'm saying? We've already had these things going on. You know what I'm saying? While everybody else in the world was progressing and building these civilizations across the earth, white man was sitting in caves. Literally. I'm not even trying to be funny and call you caveman, but you were caveman.
Right.
White man even said that himself. Right. He's a caveman. Call yourselves that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even to be funny, but you all were sitting in caves while everybody else was out building great civilizations. And best believe that, you know, as Israelites, as Israel, we had a great civilization too. You know what I'm saying? We had Israel. You know what I'm saying? We had a navy, we had an army, we had a language.
Right. We had an identity and we had a culture.
Constantly.
Like we didn't need your religion to, you know what I'm saying, to root us in. You know what I'm saying? We didn't need your identity. We didn't need what you taught us.
Right.
We had something already. We had a foundation already. You know what I'm saying? We didn't need your army. We didn't need none of your religions, your Christianity. You know what I'm saying? We didn't need none of that BS. You know what I'm saying? What we needed was to separate ourselves. That's what we needed. You know what I'm saying? We needed to be, you know what I'm saying, decolonized. We needed to be, you know what I'm saying, what
de-indoctrinated.
Right, de-indoctrinated, unindoctrinated. You know what I'm saying? That's what we needed. We did not need you. That's what our people need to know, is that we don't need, you know what I'm saying, these colonizers telling us how to live. You know what I'm saying? Because just like, you know what I'm saying, Matthias said, right? Like what, like, though all these other nations go after the law, the are after, or you know what I'm saying, are agreeing to the law of the king's commandments, right? Me and my fathers, me and my brothers, me and my children, we will not forsaken the laws of our fathers.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm paraphrasing. Like, our brothers we are warriors. You know what I'm saying? We will fight for what's right, and what's right is serving the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and
right,
what's
sir.
wrong is serving these other nations. That's what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And we've been feeding too much into that because of these religious leaders, and really because of this devil. You know what I'm saying? The so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? We ate that shit up. Salakia. You know what I'm saying? We ate that up, and now our people are destroyed with drugs, with religion, and with politics. You know what I'm saying?
God say, if I can, this is what the Most High saw. Then what the people were attempting to build the tower.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Once the tower is built, you build this high tower. People are going to look at you like, man, these are great and mighty men right here. We should do what they say, what they want.
Right.
And they will only make them to enslave the people that much easier.
That's right.
Not only that, but being of one language. You know what I'm saying? How smoothly would that have gone over? You know what I'm saying? If you can,
if I could,
yeah.
Nah, what y'all are bringing out is super heavy too. We blacks, Hispanics, and natives are the most loving people on the planet Earth, and we love our oppressor, and we love this place so much that we're willing to build it up and break our backs and banks for it and swear on it, no matter how much it uses and abuses us. You know what I mean? But really, this place has no stock in us at all.
Sir.
This place only uses us so that it can make money, so that it can become greater, man. But we work our backs to the bone to make this place greater, and we find pride in how great this place becomes. We work and we make this, blacks, Hispanics, and natives make this place the most beautiful place on the planet Earth, so much so that every nation, Chinese, Japanese, Hawaiian, whoever, Russian, Ukrainian, Irish,
right, sir.
East Indian, Pakistani, all these people come here because they see how beautiful this place looks, and they know that they hear about the oppression that blacks and Hispanics suffer, but they see how beautiful it is, and they see how much money it generates because how cheaply our work has been, paid throughout the years. That's how much we love it. We love this place, man. And it's time for us to stop drawing pride from the work of our hands, because we're working for nothing. We're working for our enemies. We ought to work for ourselves and draw pride in that.
Damn right, sir.
It's like,
yeah, right. This is the evil that the Most High saw those people would do. Then, we can go. You talking about going back all the way to Genesis? You know what I'm saying? 8,000 plus, however long, many thousand. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, here we don't give it to how what the numbers are. We know it was a long time ago.
right.
But Most High saw it then, and we see what happens now. Those people were then of one accord. They would have done evil to the people under them. the white men here are on the World Court today. They've done nothing but evil to the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This
That's a fact.
this is what the Most High saw. This is why so we could just get into it. This is why he confused the language.
Right.
Let's say if he wanted to stay one, he would have just let things go as they were.
Right. That's fact. That's right.
But he didn't. We can get verse 6, sir.
Verse 6. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to.
If I could, real quick, a lot of people when they read this, right? I've had many arguments, even before I came into the truth, on this particular scripture right here in this verse, where they said in the Most High said, they are all one language they begin to do. Now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined. And so a lot of people think that the Most High is being an evil God. He don't want the people to be together.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? We know the scripture says, you know what I'm saying, we don't think as the Most High thinks, you know what I'm saying? We don't see it as he sees. I say we don't see it as he sees, right? He saw what was in those men. So not people like to say the Most High knows my heart.
Right.
The Most High knows your heart is a dirty, filthy thing. That's what he knows.
That's right.
That's right.
That's what he knows. You know what I'm saying? I know people love that. He saw those men's hearts were dirty and filthy and evil. They would do unimaginable evil if they were to continue as they were going.
Right. If I could,
God.
This is damn near the first Space Force. Somebody, a king or a champion over the earth, trying to go and fight against God in heaven, damn near trying to take it to his home turf. How prideful! That's the pride you were talking about earlier too. You know what I mean? Nebuchadnezzar, the king over Babylon, was trying to fight. Trying to prove that he was God. He was trying to prove that he was God, and that's why he had everybody on the planet build a tower to show them. And God showed him who really is in charge, man. And that's what's going to happen again. That's what's going to happen again in America. But Black people, Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, where is your pride going to be? Where are you going to lay your fealty to? Is all I ask. As your brother,
right, sir.
You know what I mean?
Right.
As your brother, I love you like no other. I love you more than damn near you love yourself. You're crying and you're weeping for white oppressors. You don't got to do that. We have enough. We haven't shed enough tears for ourselves.
That's right.
We haven't worked. We got to work. There's so much to do for ourselves. So much to be done for ourselves. You're trying to gear up, boot up, and go strap up for some imaginary aliens that your oppressor told you about. When you got real, when the other alien just 2 years ago was your cousin.
Right.
The alien 2 years ago was your cousin. That was the alien you were fighting 2 years ago. Now you forgot all about that when you're gonna go into space now. Yeah, you haven't even found out who the real enemy is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
Sir.
because of the pride that America gives people. That's
Right.
what all of this really is. It's just pride.
And that's crazy that you said that, because it is crazy to how, you know what I'm saying, we choose our enemy based off what America tells us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Our enemy is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Our enemy is Russia. Our enemies were, you know what I'm saying, Puerto Ricans and Indians, and then Mexicans, and then, you know what I'm saying, now it's Russia. You know what I'm saying? So they
Right.
choose who you should hate. Why don't you look into the Bible and look for what God said who you should hate,
Right.
and who you
That's
should love.
right.
You know what I'm saying? You should love your people and hate your enemy.
That's
Right.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Christ said that out of his own mouth. You know what I'm saying? Christ has an enemy who doesn't want him to govern this earth. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
sir.
And you should hate them for not for murdering, for killing Christ.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They kill. You know what I'm saying? America kills the spirit of Christ, but you love to see the spirit of America. You know what I'm saying? Alive and well. That's why you have barbecues every 4th of July.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have barbecues. You hold their feast days. You love their you know what I'm saying, their independence, their Columbus days, all these things, right? You love to celebrate Thanksgiving, knowing or ignorantly not knowing that it was the slaughter of the Native Americans,
That's
the
right.
Pequots.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? You they slaughtered the Native Americans, and you take pride in that. Like, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? That's why the Most High is going to destroy this world, destroy these nations for what they have done to the children of Israel, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
sir.
Go ahead.
If I could very quickly, Officer Razan, I wish Officer Parak was here. Officer Parak told me he spoke with a Gadite this week, and he said this Gadite told Officer Parak asked this Gadite, he said, so why don't you hate the oppressor? Why don't you hate him? And the Gadite said, well, it would just take too much energy to just think about all the things that he's done to my people, and then try to process it and understand that they're living right next to me today. It just takes too much energy out of me. It's easier to just forget it and disassociate from it and move on. Well, here in the ISUPK, and God asks you to do the hard thing. You're gonna have to remember.
Damn right, sir.
You're gonna have to remember. That's what love is, my boy.
Right.
You're gonna have to remember what happened. So,
yeah.
It's like never forget.
Never forget 9/11,
Never forget.
right? Never forget 9/11. Never forget the Holocaust. Never forget your Holocaust.
Right.
Never forget the Trail of Tears.
Right.
Damn right.
Never forget slavery.
Right.
Never forget no black, no brown, no dogs. Signs.
No blacks, no Mexicans.
No Mexicans and no dogs. Never forget those signs that they hung up in their businesses. Never forget that, so you can truly love. You can truly love the people who have never been loved. Salaki.
Right. Damn right, sir. This what that's why people think we preach hate. We preach love.
Right.
Nice PK. Under Commander Jerry. This is what we preach. This is what we've been taught since 1969. Is to love our people. And to love our people looks like hate to everybody else.
Right.
Why? Because we choose us first.
That's right. That's right.
We don't choose y'all first. We choose us.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing too. That's what the Most High has always shown us.
Right.
Was love. He chose us first every single time.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
If I could, and in the words of, you know what I'm saying, Captain Mashak, you know what I'm saying, to fight white supremacy is to be black supremacist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to be black. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to love everything black. You know what I'm saying? Black this, black that. We gonna have to love each other, man. We gonna have to change everything to black. You know what I'm saying? And our people are so locked in. I don't know how they are still locked in when it clearly says in the Bible Christ is black, but yet and still choose a white Jesus.
Right.
Like, how it is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this devil has done some crafty way of brainwashing our people into loving them.
Right.
What, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's right.
but still see how they treat us. And it's crazy, man. It amazes me sometimes.
It's just like what happened at my slavery recently. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, during one of our breaks, right? At my slavery, I went down to the office. I need to grab some more supplies to finish my job. It's like that. One of the brothers that I normally talk to there, he was in there with one of the supervisors who's a Edomite. And he was saying how I don't know how it came up. You know, the brother asked the Edomite if he was Jewish. He's like, I might have some on my mom's side, but you know, anybody can be a Jew. And brother goes, well, a black man can't be a Jew. I know he said that because he knows that I call myself an Israelite. So I was like, so if you want to take it there today, bro, we can take it there today if you want to take it there. He was like, you know, They don't know about government name there. He's like, well, nah, we don't. I want to take a day with you today. I was like, all right, why are you asking him about his heritage there? As soon as I walked through the door,
Right.
and so he was like, well, no, I was just curious because of his last name, whatnot. I was like, well, and I asked the white boy, I was like, is your mom or dad Jewish? Well, my mom is Jewish, and I was like, well, then, Bible was like, well, then you can't because you're supposed to be seed of your father. So whoever your father is what you are. You need the white boy kind of like, oh, I don't really care. And I was like, cool, I don't really care either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I only said because he brought it up. Then the brother's like, well, only white people can be only be Jewish. And I was like, well, you need to go.
Now that's racist by itself,
Right.
Because Jewish means you're coming from the tribe of Judah. Where are the other 11 tribes? These people, Jewish people are some of. I'm a chill.
Yeah, that was the brother saying that that only white
yeah, that's what he understood.
He understood, and I said, well, brother, you saying you got to brother, you got to go look up what Christ looked like,
right?
Because we have this started because there's a white boy at the work who has long hair. He always calls him Jesus. I was like, that's not Jesus.
That's what's in their mind.
That's in their mind. I was like, right. I told him like it said Jesus had hair like wool. Does that white boy look like he got woolly hair?
What they say?
He was like, well, I don't know. Like I just know the pictures they just showed me. And I was like,
it looked like the pictures. And that's what. Yeah, you've been taught to read picture books. We've been taught to read picture books and not book books. You know what I mean?
And that's very carnal.
Yeah, that's very carnal. Concept.
Yeah, that's
we got to read the book. The Bible is not a picture book.
So that's what I try to tell him. I was like, you need to go in there and actually read what it says he looks like. Because he's like, it don't say like it says. It tells you. Go out to Revelation, the first chapter, my brother. You'll see how it describes Christ.
Right.
And he's like,
yeah, right.
He's like, well, D, I just ain't got the time for that. And I was like, all right, then we shouldn't have this conversation no more.
That's how the devil fooled the whole earth.
Constantly. Once again, I like just going back right here to the Tower Bible Story. This is what the Most High saw in those people's hearts. Yeah, this is what white man's doing today is what they were going to do then.
Right.
Every single thing. We're gonna go to verse 7.
Verse 7. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech.
So the Most High told the angels, hey, let's go confuse their language. The whole thing they got going on down there, he didn't care for it. He saw the evil in men's hearts and was like, yep, that's not gonna stand. Let's go down there and confuse their language. This is where the different languages of the earth pops up. Most High deemed that he saw the evil in people's hearts, in the children of men's hearts. He said, you know what, it'd be better if y'all are separate. He did not want humanity on one accord.
Right.
Because humanity only wanted evil.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. I know I've seen plenty of videos people talk about the God is so evil and mad because he was so scared of the humans and to face him that he confronted it's the Most High snapped his finger, you're dead. What you think he fears you? You think the Most High fears what you would do to him?
Right.
What are you gonna do to him? What like since you asked yourself, what are you going to do to the creator of all things?
He told Moses, he said, stand back, I'm finna destroy all these people and make the people through you. He's not afraid of anybody. It's his choice. What the female say, my body, my choice. My world, my choice. Yeah, if a woman can't understand that, they can understand. If a woman can understand my body, my choice,
Damn
They
right,
can
sir.
understand God say. I'm gonna put that. That's a TikTok. So like, hold up. This is a whole nother thought. That's a TikTok. You women say, "My body, my choice."
Damn right.
But when God says, "My world, my choice," you got a problem with it.
Right.
We'll see about that.
God,
We'll see about
sir.
that. We'll see about it. We'll
Hey,
see if you really, you're not a hypocrite or whatever.
that's heavy right there, sir.
That's deep.
That is heavy right there. I ain't even put that.
The Lord will abort you.
Man.
Damn.
Prenatal, postnatal. You know what I mean?
God,
So
yeah. Yeah, and that was real heavy right there. So I can't even got no words like that. Yeah, no, the most I can definitely, you know, say he's not afraid of you. He wasn't afraid of those men. But what the Most High saw though was what they would do to the people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Most High, when he gave us our law, statutes, and commandments, he told us what would happen if we were to follow, what happened if we weren't to follow.
Mm-hmm.
He knew what would become of us if we didn't listen. He wants to protect us, but as any father, any parent would do, I'm only want to protect you if you do as I say.
Right.
If you want to go out there and do as the world does, go be with the world.
Right.
If you want to do what I say, you want to live under my house, you do by my rules.
That's right.
Listen, I do not fear my children. I got 2 boys. I don't fear them.
Right.
But I fear what the world would do to them. So I keep them in check, in line.
That's right.
If they want to go be in the world, they go be in the world. If you want to come back, you know what's required.
Right.
Most High the same way. You want to go back to the Most High? You know what's required. It's right here in the Bible. If you don't know, you Black, Hispanic, Native American, you make your way to the ISUPK.
Right.
Damn
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Damn right.
Damn right.
There is no other place.
That's right.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? There is no the one body don't work by having different organizations.
Ain't no plan B.
Ain't no plan B.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We are it.
Enter the straight gate.
That's right.
That's right.
I've seen too many groups talking about each different campus is a different part of the body. No, it's not how that works.
Them boys.
Not how that works. UPK, we are one body.
Imagine saying the Christians are another part of the body. The Muslims are just another part of the body. That's where it's gonna go with these people.
Let me get this precept right here.
Come on.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 4. There is one body, one spirit,
That's right.
even as ye are called in one hope of your calling.
That's right.
Damn right,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying? So this is the ISUPK, Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding Jerry Hanna. Since 1969, you know what I'm saying? We've been teaching that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the children of God. You know what I'm saying? This is your one calling. This is the only place you are here to do the work of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You can go anywhere else, you will fail. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Look at all these other groups fighting amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? Look at them beating up each other's brothers, right? Turning into homosexuals, like you, turning into LGBTQs,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Turning into, you know what I'm saying? They just hate Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They do not have that solution. They're not the one body. You know what I'm saying? Christ said what? There can only be one. I'm paraphrasing. I am the way. You know what I'm saying? And the truth. No man can get to the Father but through me. And if you want to serve the Lord, you're gonna have to serve Commander Jerry Hanna.
Damn
You know what I'm saying? Because Commander Jerry Hanna serves Christ. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Under Commander Jerry Hanna, we are gonna build the army of Christ, man. We're not here, you know what I'm saying? We're this is not what do they call it? Individualites or what do they call those? Unity camps, right? We do not believe in that. We do not care. We do not care in your unity camps. Because just like Ephesians 4:4 says, there can only be one body. There can only be one spirit. And that's the spirit of the UPK, you know what I'm saying? To love one another, to give your life for your brother.
Damn
you know
right,
what I'm saying? and above it says there's only one Lord, one faith, one baptism. You know what that baptism is? There's only one way to get right. There's only one way to change your life. You know what I'm saying? You cannot change your life outside of here, man. You're gonna try, but you're gonna increase in your demons, man. You're gonna fight, you're gonna try to you think you're going to a place where it's gonna save you, but it is a place to lead you to the slaughter, man.
Right.
It's only there to destroy you. It's lucky, you know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Damn right, sir. Nah, that's heavy. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try get through this last couple verses. We can continue in verse 8. But real quick, like I said, the Most High can find the languages as we just read. I'm saying he didn't want them to be of one accord no longer because he saw the evil that they would bring upon the face of the earth if they were to continue on the route that they were going. This is why if you don't know the Bible, you don't know how the Most High works. You should shut your mouth on the Bible. Right. You know what I'm saying? You come here, you think you know how the Most High works, you know how the Bible works. You don't know a damn thing. You should really be quiet. We can say continue to verse 8.
Come. Verse 8. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city.
Keep going, sir.
Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth.
Now, if I could, you know what I'm saying, the question I want to ask the people out there, right? Does this sound like the Most High wants us all together?
Right.
Is that what this sounds like? You know what I'm saying? It sounds to me like he put everybody in their own place. Now, as people, right, we have deemed that, not we, but, you know what I'm saying, people have deemed that they want to conquer and to take over. And they want more land, for more of their people to do more of whatever that they do. You know what I'm saying? And that comes with taking over territories and things like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's been going. You know what I'm saying? Even as Israel, we went to go take back Israel. You know what I'm saying? At the beginning of Egypt, we took land. You know what I'm saying? We went and we kicked people. We went and kicked people out the land. Wherever the Most High sent us, all right, get up out of here. It's ours now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It was much forewarning too. Yeah. What they don't want to talk about. Everybody knew when we walked in. Oh, they coming over here now. You know what I mean? But not like forewarning matters to them or anybody. You gotta go if you gotta go.
Yeah, but people eventually came back together. But here's the thing. Now it's been made harder for people to come together because now you got to learn somebody else's language, and we all know that languages don't necessarily translate one to one.
Right.
You know
what I'm saying? What you may find funny in one language, it's gonna be confusion in a different language.
Yeah, that's everything you said. I mean, I know two languages. You know what I'm saying? I know, and that's true because everything in Spanish is different in English. You try to translate something in Spanish or to English, it's gonna be like, hold up, that's different. That's weird. Right. That's what they're gonna say. Right. Really. Right. And it is very hard. For our brothers, our Latin brothers, right? Our Spanish speaking brothers, it's a very deep, language barrier in between us and you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's like it doesn't let us get, that message across. That's why we gotta work twice as hard, to fight that, that spirit of this devil. Right. Because there's something in our brothers that just like how we have brothers, nothing but English speaking brothers, the Spanish speaking brothers too, they need help too. You know what I'm saying? And both sides, are struggling in the same fight. You know what I'm saying? Which is, trying to get back to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And fight this oppression.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And that's brothers really just finding weird amounts of pride in in how they say the word straw or whatever. And brother and Judite brothers do this too. If you come with a certain accent or a certain way of speaking, you say something this way and I say it that way. If we're gonna call you we're gonna call you weird. Oh, you weird? Why you call it that? Oh wow, and we all gonna make a joke about you, and it's gonna draw a rift between us, even though we're brothers. We speak a very common and we can understand each other damn near perfectly. But yeah, now you picked one thing to try to make me a nigga about, or you try to demean me about. You know what I mean? Not to say being a nigga is wrong. I love being a nigga personally.
Constant.
Personally.
Damn
You
right.
know, that you know what I'm saying?
Being a nigga, man. But that's often what it becomes. I've heard many brothers talk about this, whether it be black or Hispanic. They say, Puerto Ricans call a straw like something with paleta, and then Issacharites call it something completely different. But that shit it's dumb. It's a dumb. What they call it? It's a dumb hill to die on.
Right.
It's your brother.
It is.
Call that shit whatever the fuck you want. I'll call it whatever you want. I'll call it a tube. I'll call it a tube. Whatever it is. But the real point we will understand soon enough, just like those brothers in Montgomery, Alabama understood, we're all brothers.
Yeah, right.
And no matter what we look like or what we know our own by our like. That's what it is. And all blacks, Hispanics, natives are one people.
Exactly.
Damn right. Like I said, that question that I brought out to the people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't care how old this video is, you know what I'm saying? You put your answer in that comment section. You know what I'm saying? Prove to me wrong that the Most High didn't want everybody together.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He saw the hearts of men. He sees the hearts of men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He sees your heart. You know what I'm saying? Every time you go to do something wicked, somebody calls you out on it. The Most High knows my heart.
Wow.
Most High know that you are a disgusting person. That's what he knows.
You're a drug addict. Right. That's what the Most High knows. You're a drug addict, or you're a neglectful parent,
God.
or or you're abusive. The Most High knows all you. The Most High knows your heart, but that's not a good thing. That's what Christians don't understand. When the Lord said that in the Bible, when the Bible says that, it wasn't positive. It was negative.
Right.
He knows your heart. He knows what you're thinking, because you don't think good things.
Right.
You don't think what he thinks. You don't believe what he says. And so you believe the opposite, which is bad, and now you're jammed up. You believe that if you ring a bell and you drink wine at 3 p.m., you're drinking the blood of Jesus Christ, literally, and now all your sins are forgiven. You're in a cult. You're a dummy.
The bread turns into Christ's literal
in his
body.
skin. Yeah, you at 3:00 when the bell rings.
What's the word, like trans something? It's a word for it. Translated. Not litigation. It's a word.
Translation.
No, not translation. It's a word for that. It's a word for that. Have what's supposed to happen when you eat the bread and the wine at that time. So it's a word for it.
Transfiguration.
Transfiguration. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Niggas can't transfigure shit out. They eat the body with trans men.
You crazy. Well, you call us crazy for thinking that, you know what I'm saying, 1,000 angels, a million angels are gonna crack, you know what I'm saying, open into from the sky, right? Are gonna come into from the sky and take over this, you know what I'm saying, destroy this world. But you believe in bread turning into Christ's body.
Body parts.
Pause.
Right.
Right.
Yo.
I mean, what do you?
No, yo,
I mean,
that religion is low key pause.
that religion is low key pause because I mean they got naked angel
It's
babies.
actually high key pause.
I was gonna say it's very high key.
Oh, yeah,
They be on
yeah,
some
yeah.
wild. They be
It's a
on
lie.
some
You know,
wild.
you right.
Come on,
Yeah,
bro.
that is.
Naked baby
That's
angels is nuts.
That's a loud ass. You know, it's a lot good.
Like,
Yeah, that's a red flag.
That is a red flag. I mean, come on, man. You got naked angel babies. Posted.
Why are they babies?
Exactly. Why are they babies? Why are they
and
naked?
nowhere in the Bible are
First of all,
they.
why are they
Nowhere
naked?
in the Bible are they naked or babies.
Exactly. Where do they get the nakedness from? Where do they get the babies from?
I know where they get the nakedness
because
from.
white
and
people
the
are just
babies
that
from.
just I don't
It's
know
the
the
Catholic Church.
Catholic Church, but white people just like that. Remember in the Colosseum back in the days, let's say when they used to do arresting and everything like that, they did all that naked.
Oh,
Right.
That's true.
There's
Oiled up. Nigga.
There's a picture in I think in Germany or Russia of us in a Catholic church. It's a child giving slack. It's just I don't even want to explain, but it's just on a statue to a priest.
It's in a cathedral.
Yeah, it's
wall.
like it's just weird. It's just weird, man. Like
it's
a heavy pause.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna put that picture up.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
if you need it too, but it's crazy, man.
Sure. That shit tough.
Yeah, this is crazy, and I want to point this out too. You know what I'm saying? The Most High scattered the world. He scattered the languages, right? Now, what we know, right, is that Hebrew is one of the oldest, what they say, one of the oldest languages in the world.
Right.
But from this, I would have to say that that Hebrew is the oldest language in the world. You know what I'm saying? Off the fact of, you know what I'm saying, as many different languages the Most I could have written the Bible in. Now, some people gonna say it's like the Most I didn't write the Bible. People wrote the Bible. Yes, people wrote the Bible in Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Nothing happens without meaning. Nothing. The Most High is very deliberate on things that He has play out on this earth.
Right.
So the Old Testament being written in Hebrew is not just because these people, our people, were speaking Hebrew.
Right.
You know, as they will call it. You know, some scholars or whatever, supposed scholars, will call it Phoenicia, or some would say what's the word? What's the word they say? What's the word that they say for Canaanite? The Canaanite language. Can't remember off the top of my head. They say it was
Canaanite language. Assyrian?
Assyrian? No, it's not.
No.
It's not. I think it's Assyrian. But either way, most scholars say that it was a Phoenicia, where they'll say now we say nowadays Paleo Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? This language wasn't chosen by people that speak this language just because or on accident. But the Bible isn't written, the Old Testament isn't written in Hebrew just because. This is a language that was passed down from people to people to people, from one father to his sons, from that son to his sons, so forth and so on, to a point where it gets to Jacob. Then he has his 12 sons. You know what I'm saying? Then they pass it down to their sons. The Most High tells us that we come a point if we didn't that we will lose our heritage. Your heritage is your language. That's part of your heritage. Your culture, your arts, all that, your music, all that is part of your heritage. Right. I'm fixated on language right now because that's what the class is about. Our language was Hebrew.
Right.
That was our language. That was the language that was passed down to us for thousands of years. That, you know what I'm saying, Aramaic is not older than Hebrew. Aramaic comes out of the Hebrew.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of languages come out of the Hebrew. Like if you listen to Japanese and listen to Paleo Hebrew, they sound similar. Now, why? Now, people that watching me like, why would you say that? Don't forget, Lot is the father of the Japanese and the Chinese, of the Moabites and the Ammonites, right? That being said, Lot spoke Hebrew. So at some point, the Ammonites and Moabites create their own language based off the language that their forefathers spoke. That's why, a lot of those so-called Eastern languages are written right to left,
Right.
spoken that way. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why the placement of the words are the way they are. Not by accident. It's all a branch off the tree.
Right.
Hebrew being that tree.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what the white man doesn't want you to know. He wants to hide this fact from you. Because here's the thing that I've heard plenty of people say, and there's some truth, just a truth to it. But our people have to awaken from awaken and actually see it too. That if we knew how great we are, not just not say how great we are. We're not great because we're just great.
Right.
We're great because the Most High says we are. Most High can say that we're the trash, and that's just it. I mean, the Most High calls a Moab. What's he called? Like a
Washpot.
a washpot. A washpot is a nasty thing. It's the reason why, because what I'm saying, that's where coronavirus started. He decided he wanted to eat it back.
That's tough. That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? We're only great because Most High chose us and says that we are.
Right.
We're not great of our own accord, because we say we're great because the Most High says we are. And so we have to be able to carry that to our people. A lot of people know that we're great because the Most High chose us and said that we are His people, that we're above everybody else. Everything about us is supposed to be great. Our music, our arts, you know what I'm saying, the way we carry ourselves. On top of that, our language is greater than everybody else's. You know what I'm saying? If we don't see that, that's our goal in UPK, is to get people to see how great we are. Everything that we do. You know what I'm saying? We are the salt of the earth. No, everybody gets their flavor from us. And nothing's more flavorful than the way that we speak. I remember first time I heard a white Spaniard speak Spanish, and I was like, "What language is this motherfucker? Just him after speaking?" That don't sound like language that I be hearing the Mexicans and Puerto Ricans and Dominicans be speaking.
Right.
Because it's different, because we add the flavor to it. Right. Even in English, right? A Judites brothers speak. We speak our language. You know what I'm saying? It's so flavorful that they steal it.
Right.
And they call it AAVE, or they call it internet slang.
Right.
It's not internet slang. It's not.
No, they damn near don't even know how to interpret it. You know.
Honestly.
But yeah, what you're saying is a fact.
And this is why, you know what I'm saying, this is why Lashawan Qadash classes are important. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, we all enjoy our the Monday classes for history. We all enjoy our brotherhood, our law classes. You know what I'm saying? We all know we all tune into General Hyman's scripture breakdown classes on Mondays and Thursdays. But let's not forget, you know what I'm saying, this Lashawan Qadash, our language, is just as important.
Right.
Most High said He will return to us a pure language.
Right.
This is it. This is it, people. The Lashawan Qadash is our pure language. He's already returned it to us since 1969.
Right.
That's right.
The Bible says that the earth will reveal her secrets. The secret is that you are an Israelite. That your language is Hebrew. That's your language. And the devil works hard to conceal this from you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how many times I have to have conversations with my people, especially my family, when they figure out that they're like, well, why you got to be an Israelite? You know what I'm saying? That's not our people. As a simple question that I always get asked, I ask them is, or then tell me where our history starts. Well, you know, they brought us over here in slave ships, but that's all we got. We came over in slave ships. came off the west coast of Africa.
That's deep.
We ain't got no other starting point.
Yeah, right. No point. No real point. The point of origin is the boat.
That's
The
right.
boat ride. That's where we start at. Where is it really coming from?
Our start is suffering.
Right.
Right.
It's poverty,
The chains.
the bondage, the debts. That is crazy.
That's indoctrination.
And that's very like, it's like no glory in that. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like every other nation got glory in their kingdoms and empires and, you know what I'm saying, their establishments. What do we got? We got chains on boats.
We got no kings, no queens,
Man,
nothing.
that is
No regality, no culture, no land to
Look.
return to.
look, the men in the ISUPK are not settling for that.
That's
you know what
right.
I'm saying?
Damn right, sir.
We're not selling for less. We're not with that. You know what I'm saying? Our people are a nation of royalty. You know what I'm
Damn
saying?
right.
Like our people are a nation of royalty, and you feel the stress. Every black man feels the stress when you have to deal with white people, and you know what I'm saying, being black, you know you shouldn't be dealt like that. You know what I'm saying? You know you shouldn't be dealt like this. You know what your people go through. You know what your people have been through. You know what you've been doing. You know what I'm saying? You know what you've been putting up with. You know what I'm saying? We've been putting up with so much, from dogs to you know what I'm saying, these devils. Like we've been putting up with so much shit. It's like,
That's right.
damn
Right,
that. Like we tired of that. That's why that hat find, that was glorious, man.
Damn
Like,
right,
with the
sir.
brothers coming together, that was glorious. We're not dealing with that shit no more, man. We're tired of these white people coming up, you know what I'm saying, and trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to oppress us, trying to keep us down. Like we getting tired of that, and you seen
right.
that in Alabama, Montgomery. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see that everywhere else because blacks and Hispanics are starting to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Their spirit is it is, you know what I'm saying, it's shaking. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right, sir.
It's time to, you know what I'm saying, take back what's ours. You know what I'm saying? And starting with this Lashawan Qadash, holy tongue. You know what I'm saying? It's starting with, you know what I'm saying, the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Our true identity. You know what I'm saying? It's starting
Damn
with
right, sir.
blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans being God's chosen people, Israelites, according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. Prince of the power.
Prince
That's
of the
right.
power.
That's
Exactly.
Right. That's right.
That's what that means. If y'all don't know, that's where Israelite. That's what Israel means. Prince of the power. Yasharala.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, La Yasharala.
Like Lasharala.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is why this class is important. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I look through all the UPK classes. I always see that the Lashawan Qadash classes always had the lowest views. I know there is not a lot of fun in learning the language. But y'all want the kingdom? There's work you gotta put into it. And learning the language is learning this language is part of that work.
Right. That's right.
I'm saying you got to learn it.
That's how we know if you're real or not. Hey, y'all, what's your man? What's up, King?
King.
Oh. So, what?
What's up, Queen?
Nah, not that one. Hell nah.
That's the ops.
That's the ops.
Damn right.
Yeah, real talk. That's how we tell.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
For real.
God, and this is it's important. I'm saying this learning this language just as important as learning the Bible. You want plus you can't really know this unless you know the language.
That's right.
Right.
And,
I'm saying the Most High says it himself. And I can get that precept of how the language is. No, it's a precept which says that you know the language, you know, when in the original language has more power.
yeah, that's the force.
The force.
You gotta get that thing ain't even written in. I don't even think that sounds like a actually a verse, but it is in the apocrypha.
There's apocrypha. It should be right either. There's
Oh,
one in
got
my
that
bag
one.
if you want.
It's like
You can get that precept for me real quick, because people, like I said, unless you start learning the Lashawan Qadash, you won't understand this. You won't understand the Bible. Because part of you know what I'm saying, part of our heritage and culture is also how we speak. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how we speak, then you won't know this Bible. You won't know. Listen, the Bible was written by niggas.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The Bible has a lot of slang written in it, the way that people talk, right? So if you don't got that down, you're not learning it. You'll never really understand this. You never understand them. You never truly understand the Most High. You never truly understand the Israelite or the culture, the Bible. You won't understand anything until you get this language down. Until you start learning the language. And trust me, it takes. You're not gonna get it in 2 months. I'm saying any language takes years to learn. It took you years to learn English. It took you years to learn Spanish. Remember, you've been learning English since you were a baby. You know what I'm saying? You've been learning this language since you were a baby. Same thing with our Spanish speaking brothers. You've been learning Spanish since you were a baby. It took you years to understand, to learn, and to get that down. You got it, sir?
God. For this is Ecclesiasticus 1:1. For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. And not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference.
Yeah, right. So go for top one more time, sir. Slot.
For the same things uttered in Hebrew.
Right. So the same things uttered in Hebrew, which our language is, which this Bible was written in. Keep going.
And translated into another tongue.
Right, and you put it into another language. Keep going.
So like it have not the same force in them.
It doesn't have the same force in it.
Right.
Which means that, like I said earlier, when you translate from one language to another, it's never a one-to-one. Because certain things don't translate properly to another language.
Right. If I could, real quick.
Constant.
I was watching a TikTok of somebody butchering Leviticus 19 and 20. And they translated it from a translation of a translation. And now the translation doesn't even say what it used to say. It used to be like, if you have relations with a woman who is a slave, she's not your wife now. She's not just your wife now. You gotta, you're gonna get whipped. And then, that's y'all are just gonna split up. That's what the precept says. But in this person who's trying to destroy the Bible and destroy God's word, he said, his translation says, if you lay with a woman who is a slave, y'all are both good and y'all are married, but you just gotta pay the owner, you gotta pay the master some money. That's what his interpretation said. It's not at all the same. It's not. And with that, he tried to be like, oh yeah, is this what the word of God is saying? Is this what the word of God is saying? Without at all understanding life, politics, and structural society, how society is structured. He doesn't even understand that he's a slave. It's like
concept. That's right. That's the best example right there.
Right.
I'm saying you don't even know the language, so translating is hard. Not only that, but you don't understand the culture.
That's right.
You don't understand the culture. How can you truly translate and give it the proper translation, put the proper words from one into the other properly? You're not going to be able to.
Right.
And just to show, what I'm saying, we gotta get a couple more things in real quick. Just to show that, the white man likes to hide things from us and who we are. Are you the video upstairs?
Come.
We're gonna play this video, right? Of
Come.
we're gonna run this video real quick that's showing how, you know what I'm saying, they found ancient Hebrew written here in the States. Right? And they didn't believe that is what it is. Sir.
Egyptians. Let me show you one more connection. In 1860, David Wyrick, he's a guy who surveyed the Newark earthworks. He was digging into a mound near those earthworks, and he found a wooden coffin made of oak. They opened up the coffin and found a skeleton of a man holding a little box. It was about 8.10 inches in size. The box had been cemented shut here. This, by the way, is sitting in Ohio. Well, he opened up the box and he found a little man inside, a little black stone. They took it to scholars and they looked at it. The man seems to be carrying something, and there's writing here at first they couldn't recognize. The writing is, they thought in 1860, some sort of Hebrew. Well, finally, about 20 years later, they found some rabbis living in the area, and the rabbis looked at that and they could read it. They said it was an old kind of block Hebrew, and it was a rendition of the 10 Commandments. Now, this is another piece. Block Hebrew, they said they'd never seen anything like it. Mainstream archaeologists at the time called this a hoax. But then in 1900, or just about after 1900, in Israel, they found the same block-style Hebrew writing. Mainstream archaeologists still dismiss the findings. They found it in Israel and they found it in Ohio. But there was another stone that they found that they couldn't argue. This is the Bat Creek stone. It was found during the course of an official Smithsonian evacuation. The Smithsonian didn't understand the meaning of the writing on the stone. They thought it was Cherokee since it came from Cherokee country. They didn't realize that it's actually Hebrew. They had published this originally upside down. They threw it in a box at the bottom of the Smithsonian, put it in the basement. Many years later, a scholar took it out of the box, looked at it, and went, oh my gosh, it's upside down. It's Phoenician, ancient Hebrew. So what's going on here? What is that about? Where is that history? I'll show you in a few minutes, and we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to show you some more things that the Smithsonian, science, government, commerce colluded to erase. By the way, I want to thank the directors of the documentary Lost Civilizations of North America for bringing these stories to my attention.
Yes, as you just watched, seen, and heard, you know what I'm saying, Hebrew, ancient Hebrew, found over here. How would it have gotten over here? Why would it be over here? You know what I'm saying? Ancient Phoenician Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew, as we call it today. Why would it be here? Why would it be found in Cherokee lands?
Right.
I mean, here in the UPK, we know why.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm posing this question to you at home, to you who don't believe, to you who think that, you know what I'm saying, we're just a bunch of dumb, ignorant niggas that don't know no better. Making everything up. But at the Most High is in overtime with the work right now and make sure all these things come out, that the earth reveals her secrets. The secret is, I'm about to get the answer to this right now, that the natives are Israelites.
That's right.
That's right.
Every tribe, you know what I'm saying, they're Israelites.
Damn.
Right.
The Mexicans are Israelites.
Right.
That's right.
Dominicans,
Right.
Right.
the Cubans,
Right.
Colombians,
Right.
Brazilians,
Right.
Right.
I'm saying Argentinians,
That's right.
Chileans, Ecuador,
Damn right.
Right.
you know what I'm saying, Honduras,
Right.
Right.
you know what I'm saying, North, Central, South America, Israelites.
Can't forget about the Miscarites. Best food
That's
in
great.
the nation.
Damn near, man.
Can't forget them Miscarites.
I tell you what, man, I love Iska Wright food, man.
Try to get married into the family.
Yeah, so that's the reason why this is found, because they came over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They left oppression under the Assyrians and came here. They did not cross the Bering Strait. For those, here's the thing, right? That's been disproven, and there was never any real proof that was ever a bridge connecting from the top of America to Russia. There is no physical proof that bridge ever even existed.
Theory.
It's a theory.
Accusations. False accusations. That's what that boy Rick Ross would say. In the thing, that's another. If I could.
Yes.
The thing about science is you're gonna have to separate theories from provable, definable, evidential facts. These things are not one and the same. Oftentimes, people want to believe something is true because maybe somebody who possibly is Caucasian is saying it. That doesn't mean that it's true. Generally, you'll have to evidentially find something, just like how you brought this evidence out of an archaeological find of Hebrew being found in America, or the so-called Americas today, is without a doubt evidential. Not only in the mainlands, but in the islands, the Taino Indians, the islands of Puerto Rico, and all that. They also have these same kind of artifacts, these same kind of findings. Now, if people who believe that, the Earth is 2 billion years old, if they could generate this evidence of 2 billion years or whatever they believe aging, then we can talk about it. But otherwise, it's just it's semantics.
Here's what you will have to do, right, to quantify that the Earth is 2 billion years or however long. You have to find soil that dates back to that time. Here's the thing: you can't really date back soil.
You can't date soil.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like when people say they carved the pyramids. How? And what are you basing the findings on?
Right. It's like, how old is this piece of metal? I could give you a rusted piece of metal that's only been in the rain for 10 days. Or I give you a shiny piece of metal that's perfect, that's been preserved perfectly for 50 years. You have no idea, and there's no real atomic way of measuring it. You're making it up. And that's something you can Google. That is something you can Google. Carbon dating is not accurate or even really measurable. Carbon dating is dumb. Carbon dating is like smell dating. How much? Okay, Barack Yad's boots smell this bad, so he must have been wearing them for at least 10 days. You're guessing.
Right.
You're guessing. I was wearing them for 15 minutes. You have no idea what's going on. You got no idea. You're making a good, educated guess, and I respect that. But and it's really based off of theories of a racist, like Charles Darwin. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
Here's the thing, right? Like even the oldest trees on Earth are and the way you can tell, here's factual proof. You can tell a tree's age by the number of rings it has when you cut it.
Right. Seasonally. And you know it. Those are actually more accurate than anything, because there's a growth period and then a non-growth period. So know the rings.
Yeah. So most rings are not dated to be no older than 8,000 years old from most trees on this earth.
Right. I don't know a tree over 800 years.
There's some, like, what I'm saying, I think they got one from the Amazon. I had to look it back up there. I know they found one tree that was about, I think they said was about 6,000 years old.
see that.
Yeah,
Who cuts a 6,000-year-old tree?
White people.
You gonna have to pull that from me.
That might like I found I read it. I did read an article and I'm gonna define it again. I can definitely say it to you. Yeah, that was definitely because I read it. I was like, oh, so that's I read. When I read, I was like, oh, so then the Earth must be somewhere around that time period because you know what I'm saying how else would the tree get that old?
Right.
But now I realize, you know what I'm saying, you know, those white people that did it because you know white people they gotta just cut down everything they see.
Right. They
You know what I'm saying they
scourge of the earth.
and they see a big old tree. They're like, let's cut it down and see how old it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the only way you can tell the age of something. Not only that, I do want to dispel certain myths. I have to get I keep forgetting to look up the name of this particular way of telling history. But the way history is told in the old days, and then I say the old days, I'm talking biblical time and those times of antiquity, right? A lot of times, people didn't write things down as this happened at this time, this happened at this time, this happened at this time. That is a more modern way of dating and keeping historical accuracies. A lot of times, what was written then was written in story formats. That's why people say, "Oh, the Bible is a book of stories," because you don't understand how people of that time kept history.
Right.
If you don't understand that, you can't talk to me if the Bible is a storybook or not. Because you only understand the mindset of the people that lived back then. It wasn't just Israelites that did this; the world did that at that time. Just as today, the world keeps track the way they do now. Not only that, but as time goes forward, then you keep track of how long this king reigned. Then he dies. That king comes up. How long did this king reign?
Right, the seasons that they celebrated, you know what I'm saying, certain pagan holidays.
Constant, right.
You know what I'm
saying? These are all ways they kept track of time, track of history. We did the way we do it now was not the way that was always done. So I want to disprove that. They said that the Bible was made up because they can't find bones or bodies or things like that. But you have to say everybody that lived back then had to be made up too. You know what I'm saying? It's a dumb argument to make. And you say, well, you know, we can't find the bones of somebody that lived 4,000 years ago.
They're trying to say they can't find the bones of the Mayans. You know what I'm saying?
But the Mayans are still here.
That's what I'm saying. Like they saying we can't find the Mayans. We can't find the bones of the Mayans. They just got up and left and disappeared.
I don't believe that shit.
I was like, what the hell?
They probably crushed up and ate the bones of the Mayans, just like they try to do them Egyptians. Like that's
kind of say
I don't like going for that.
Yeah, all I like to say is that, you know what I'm saying, you're not gonna find the bones of a lot of people that lived thousands of years ago. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, things happen on the earth, you know, for thousands of years. I don't know if you know, but earthquakes happen, floods happen, thieving happens. People steal from graves. I don't know if y'all know that or not. Right. There are grave robbers.
People wear away.
And the bones wear away. You know what I'm saying? That eventually, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The worms and everything else that lives underground eats it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, for you to be scientifically correct, we have to ignore science.
Yeah.
And that's just not
science, so called, as the Bible says.
We just gotta. It's a little far fetched for me. And now I love arguments. I love like scientific discovery, whatever you want to call it. But let's just not make it emotional. You're gonna have to show. You can't show that something is 1 million years old.
Okay.
That's impossible. It's like saying, I know how old you are. You know, because I clipped your fingernail and I carbon dated it. You can't do it.
You can't say to me, show me the bones of your dead.
Right, your ancestors.
We have the Egyptians.
Right.
What I find funny is that they don't even have the bones of most Egyptian pharaohs. Majority of them, they found like maybe 3, 4.
Right. Yeah. Let me out of it. I'm just.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just sitting in class.
I'm just saying that I just want to bring out for this class how what I'm saying what you ask for us to prove you can't even prove yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not only that, but the Most High has been putting in the work to make sure the secrets of this earth are revealed. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why we had to show that video of Paleo Hebrew being found here in the so-called Americas.
Right.
Who would have brought it here?
Right.
Who would have done it? I mean, the only people that was here were the natives, right?
Right. That's right.
I was assuming that they brought it here. I don't know if y'all know this though, but there's a village in Mexico called Issachar. Really?
The boys, you got a map?
Constant.
Now this is what we call proof. Science.
Here's the thing. Like they've said, Issachar is not a Spanish word.
It's not. No,
So they were, you know what I'm saying? So where would the Mexicans, you know what I'm saying, come get the name Issachar from?
They would have to be given it by their oppressors or give it to themselves. You know what I mean? Those are only, you don't give yourself, you don't, let's say I'm Chinese.
Right.
I don't name myself O'Shaughnessy. Some Irish person comes over and names me that. That's how that works.
You're funny, sir?
No, I'm trying to look for it. I just seen something where it said Texas rabbi claims Mexico is playing host to a lost tribe. So it's about 500 Mexicans. The tribe of Issachar.
It's like a town called Issachar. It's into you right now. You can say. Issachar, Izucar.
Yeah, Izucar de Matamoros.
What's Matamoros?
I'm not sure. In Puebla.
Puebla, Mexico.
Yeah, Issachar de Matamoros is a city in Issachar de Matamoros municipalita, located in the southwestern part of the Mexican state of Puebla. The city serves as a
Municipality?
Municipal seat of the municipality at the census of 2005. The city had population of 41,042 inhabitants, while the municipality had a population of 69,413. The municipality has an area of
I just bring it out to say this, like, you know what I'm saying? This it's not spelled, of course, the way we would say spelled Issachar today. But you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting it out there, you know, so I just want, you know what I'm saying, throwing some things out to the people. You know what I'm saying? It's not a word that you'll find in Spanish. I think they say it's like from the think they'll say like the Noah. It says Matamores, Spanish surname, in place meaning more killer. I guess that's what that means.
Said more killer.
Yeah.
That's why. Goddamn, my Matsuza wouldn't tell me what it meant when I asked him. Yeah, if I know Yashikar at all, that sounds just like him.
Yeah. It's mata means kill, moro or like more.
Moro? I thought Mas was more.
Mas is Moro. I mean, Moro is really
Moro is like more. It's like a more like kind of like plain way of saying it or something
Right.
like that.
Right. They said this. They said this from the Nata language.
You know what?
You know what? I've met several Mexicans that only speak Nata. How you pronounce it?
You know what?
You know what?
Yeah.
I've met several. They all come from that same region. I did meet one that came from Oaxaca. But no, that was it. I was saying we kind of ran over the time. Yeah, I just find it fun that there's a village in Mexico called Itzukar.
God.
You know what I'm saying? I just throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? It's once again, I feel like that's like a little nod of knowing who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's not a Spanish. Itzukar is not a Spanish word. It's not a name I think the Spaniards would have given to them. So they definitely changed to something more Spanish sounding. Right. But like I said, everything is important. Our language is important. You know what I'm saying? Bringing out, you know what I'm saying, that the world language was confounded by the Most High. Because he did not want everybody together. Because he saw, you know what I'm saying, the evil in men's hearts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Bible says, you know what I'm saying, paraphrasing, of course, that the heart is deceitful above all things. Who could understand it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You think you know your heart. Your heart deceives you all the time. You know what I'm saying? It got the amount of times your heart deceives you, you know what I'm saying? It'll you know what I'm saying, it'll have you killing yourself, unaliving yourself. It's that deceitful. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't know, we're not the heart just talking about your mind. You know what I'm saying? For all I think that, you know, your heart pumps blood.
Right.
But your mind, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this the Bible refers to as another part as your heart. Your mind is very deceitful. Your mind thinks of ways to kill you, to unalive you.
Right.
Your mind wants you to just throw yourself off a 30-foot building. You know what I'm saying? Your mind wants, you know what I'm saying, the mind and white people, the heart in white people are so crazy that it forces them to walk a thin line, you know, hundreds of feet in the air with nothing to catch them if they fall. Oh, no, I'm talking about the ones that walk that tightrope. They got the little pole.
Oh yeah, they bored. They're bored.
Yeah, I was,
Right.
I was like, I said, yeah, I said, that's something your mind comes to give. Your mind tells you that everything is okay with you, but you're not okay. Your mind tells you, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying, that woman loves you, but she's the oppressor's daughter and she's going to get you killed.
That's right.
But you know, you say the heart wants what the heart wants. No, the lust want what the lust wants.
Yeah, he's right in so many ways. Our heart wants to die today. That's fact. Right.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm just here to tell you, you know what I'm saying, and at this time, the entire Babel, their hearts, their mind was to make themselves great and be above the Most High. Their hearts was to make themselves so great that the people that were there under them will follow them and do as they say, like any thought in the world. What you see how we celebrate America today, as you pointed out, sir, how we, as slaves here would like, would tout how great America is and how great it is to live here. And we tell other black people, if you don't like it, go back to Africa. Or we tell other Mexicans, if you don't like it, go back to Mexico. Or how about this country is a filthy and disgusting place.
Right.
It wouldn't be half as great as it is if it wasn't for us.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
And listen, that place when they were building that tower wouldn't be as great as the people that they had building it for them.
Right.
And they would have did what they done to us today.
Right.
But you all think the Most High was being mean and he was scared of the people.
Right.
Most High can just destroy the planet and be done with it.
Damn right.
Toss it away, make another one. You think the Most High is scared of you? He's scared of what you can do. He don't give a listen. The Most High, does get yawns at you. He's just like what they doing? Like, okay, they doing something bad. Go ahead and stop that. What he did for you, not for himself.
Right.
And then what we do as the children of Israel, the least that we can do means that we give our Father the glory that He deserves, because we wouldn't be nowhere without Him. Listen, if He wanted to, there would be no more Negroes. There'd be no more niggas, spicks, savages on this earth. The white man would have had his way, we all be gone.
That's right.
If the Most High wanted. The Most High wants you to be great. He wants you to know how great you are. He wants you to know that you are the greatest people chosen upon the face of this earth. How do I know He wants you to know that? He left it in a book, in some scrolls, for those who want to try to come and be technical. Have you read it on a scroll, read it in a book. The Most High wants you to know that you are the greatest people on the face of this earth.
Right.
And He gave you the greatest language on the face of this earth.
That's right.
That's what you need to remember. So when you think about skipping the Hebrew class because it's not being taught as fun or whatever, just know that you're doing yourself a disservice. You do yourself a disservice. You do the school a disservice. You do the school a disservice. You do the people a disservice. Just all trickles down.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You want to be great? Let's be great. Let's build this school up. Let's build this nation up.
That's right.
I'm saying let's do as the Most High command us to do. Then you'll see you'll see how great we'll be. Most High says, we can't even imagine what He has planned for us. but to get there, you first gotta know your language.
Your ABCs.
Your ABCs. No, you gotta come here. You gotta say the Abba, God, Da, Ha, Was. You gotta come. You gotta do all that.
Right.
You didn't practice A, B, C, D, E, or G.
The ABGs.
Growing up.
Right.
Come to the language that's yours. Right. I'm not gonna say you're gonna get it in the first 2 weeks, month or so. You spend your whole life learning English, or if you're one of Spanish brothers learning Spanish or French or whatever oppression you come up under, you spend your whole life learning that language. You're gonna spend your whole life again learning Hebrew.
That's right.
You're saying this, you're not gonna get this right off the bat. Nobody's asking you to get this right off the bat. What we are telling you is to start. You have to. Most High has returned to us the pure language. It's up to us in ISUPK to make sure that our people learn it. And it's up to you to make sure you put the time into learn it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take time. Everything in this planet takes time. But with that, you know what I'm saying? I think I got a little rant there. It's a lot. I want got anything else to add?
Pay your tithes.
Damn right.
Right.
Pay your tithes. You know what I'm saying? Look for us on ISUPK.com. Look for all the cookouts. You know what I'm saying? Look for you know what I'm saying? Just look for all these classes, man. Get in class, pay your tithes, and you know what I'm saying? With that.
Wait, do we have the
I don't. I got the Spanish ones.
all right, then. With that, we say Shalom to Israel. Slocky, sir.
I don't even know where that folder's at.
It's not on the.
Okay.
Okay. With that, we're going to pass the class over to the precinct officer, Montezal.
ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment. You find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. Also in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Ma'ashra means tenth in the Hebrew, 10% of every penny. Of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for a priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation, which is blowing of the trumpets. It's I believe September 15th. It's on a Saturday. If any brother wants to know when the next high holy day is, right? Look up also in the everything. We have all this information in the ISUPK.com website, right? If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, we're gonna do one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Majim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yedi Matah, class dismissed.